This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the Eagle Creek Explore Hip Pack 2 liter, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So the primary material that we're working with here is 100% recycled waxed ripstop fabric. So as you can see, it's got a nice patina to it, and if you just kind of like rub your nails across it there, you get more patina, but it kind of like rubs out as well. So if you want something that looks super clean all the time, and that doesn't look clean, but like, you know what I mean, like clean, this might not be for you, but I kind of like the patina because you don't really have to worry about it being super clean all the time, because it just kind of has that vintage look to it because of the waxed front portion. So I like it. Might not be for you, but I do enjoy it. Got YKK zippers, no issues with those to report. One of the best brands in the business. They just get the job done. Worth mentioning that they're not a PU coating or anything like that, so that water in theory can get through there, but I did take this for a walk in a light rain and all my gear stayed dry, at least from what I saw anyways. And then we have some Duraflex hardware here on the strap. Get a little tangled up there. Good snappy hardware, no real complaints on that. Kind of loud, you can hear it on the mic there. But again, another very good brand, gets the job done. You don't have to worry about it popping open when you don't want it to. So we have a little loop here on the front, so you can attach something through there. That's like a little bit reflective. I'm not sure if you can see that from the lights, but it's not as reflective as I would want it to be as like a safety feature. I ride my bike a lot, and it's like, I don't get why if you're gonna put like a kind of reflective material there, you wouldn't just put a more reflective material there. But I wouldn't use it as like if you're riding your bike at night, a safety thing. I would put an actual bike light on there or a reflector or something like that, depending on what you're using it for. But if you're just walking at night, it does give you a little bit of reflection from a car or something, or like a Lime scooter that's flying by. We have some more attachment loops here on the sides, on either side here, one on this side and then on this side over here. So I like these because you can attach, a carabiner or something to them if you want to, but if you don't use them, they're not in the way, and they kind of add, they look kind of new, they look a little bit technical, like you're about to get up to something. So it doesn't get in the way, but can use it if you want to. Then we have this big handle here on the top, no padding or aeration or anything on there, just a handle. And again, that kind of stays out of your way when you're not using it. It doesn't really fold down super well, so it could in theory get caught on something if you're like putting it in a bag or something like that. But I like it, gets the job done. I don't really need it to be padded or anything like that. If I need to just grab it and go, I can do that. And then one last thing is we do have the Eagle Creek logo here on the front. So it might look, it's kind of big, but it blends in pretty nicely. We have super good lighting here, so if you just see it from a distance, it's not really gonna shout at you or anything like that. So I think it looks pretty sleek overall, and pretty happy with the materials as well. So we have a very capable back panel, which is a little bit surprising for a 2-liter sling, but I'd rather have it be more padded and aerated than not at all. So as you can see, we've got all of this aeration going on, pretty thick padding here as well. There is a pocket here, which we will get into. So depending on what you stow in there, that can make this a more or less comfortable, just depending on what the shape is of that. So flat items do better there, but very well padded here. And we also have the ability to stow the strap inside under here, as you can see. I mean, I'm just sticking my hands under there right now, but basically you pop that open and then you shove this in there, and then it's much easier to move this without the strap flailing around if you're putting it inside a bag or something like that. So very capable back panel when it comes to padding and aeration, keeps you pretty dry. But as you can see, this strap does not have padding or aeration at all. So we do have strap keepers though, so the straps are gonna be pretty well maintained. I will say, as you can see, they've kind of held their folds from when the pack came. They were folded and under, like, to save space, I guess. And those folds have kind of stayed there, but when you're wearing it, those kind of pull out anyways. But I don't know, thought that was worth noting. I don't think that you really need padding and aeration on the strap here, but it does if you were to load this up completely with tech or heavier stuff. It's gonna dig in a little bit on your shoulder. But I went for bike rides with this with some pretty, not gonna say super heavy stuff, but heavy enough stuff, and it was pretty comfortable. And I like the fact that you can stow this. So I think if this had a bunch of padding and aeration, it would be a lot harder to stow this because there'd be more materials that you'd have to stow. Then we also have some little hip huggers right here, which make it a little bit more comfortable in the, I don't want to call them problem areas, but connection areas between the sling itself and the strap. So nice that those are there. Overall, pretty comfortable experience. If you are finding this video helpful, make sure you throw a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. So this is how I typically wore it while I was out and about in crossbody mode. I have it pretty tight right now because the last thing I was using this for was on a bike ride, and I like to keep it pretty close to my body when I'm cycling, so it's not like flailing around and hitting me or anything like that. I'm gonna transition just to the back real quick. Sorry if I hit the mic. Actually just caught my hair. That's what took me so long there. But pretty easy to do. That was kind of an awkward example of how you can do it. But transitions pretty easily, like while you're riding your bike or doing something active, you can do it pretty quickly. I was trying to avoid the mic there, so I caught my hair, but pretty easy to do. You could also pop it off a lot easier when it's on your back because of where this buckle is. So if you wanted to wear it on your front, switch it back over. The buckle is right on your back, so your backpack, if you have a backpack on as well, might push in a little bit, but I'm gonna pop it off real quick just to show you that you can go hip mode as well. Obviously it's not gonna be completely tight, but I think it is a little bit of a goobier looking hip belt. Let me tighten it up just on one side real quickly here. And you can see that's just kind of like a brick on my front, but it does work if you want to wear it like this. So we've got 3 pockets to go over, but they're all fairly simple except for the main compartment. So I'm just going to throw them all into this one section. So we'll start on the back side here. We have a little kind of hidden pocket. This zipper pull does like to kind of stick out, so it's not super hidden if you have it off, just because that zipper pull kind of pops out. But you do have a pocket here. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of gear stowed inside the sling, so it's harder to fit stuff inside of here. Like right now, I probably wouldn't want to put my phone in there, but when I don't have it completely packed out, my phone just fit in here pretty nicely. So this is a good spot for a passport or other flat items that you want to keep close to your body and safe, because it is kind of, as I said, that hidden pocket. So you shouldn't put anything super like oblong shaped here, because it's going to push out on the back panel and make you a little bit more uncomfortable. And as I said, even my phone right now is kind of tough to get in there because I have such large items in the main compartment. Moving to the front side, this is where I actually have my phone stowed right now because it doesn't really want to fit back here because of the big stuff I have in the main compartment. But I really like this front compartment because it has quite a bit of space. It goes all the way down to the bottom here, and there's no organization, so you just kind of can shove stuff in there. So I was actually able to fit a small packable rain jacket in there at one point when I didn't have as much in here. Snacks, phone, wallet, whatever you want to put in there, headphones. You kind of just throw it in there. It's also the easiest one while I'm like riding my bike or just being active to access while you're wearing it. So while it's right here, it's kind of easy for me to just kind of pop this open. It's like I have a Cliff Bar right here. I can snag it and eat it while I'm doing whatever I'm doing. So I really like that pocket. And also, if it's empty, I think it still looks pretty good in my personal opinion. There is a little bit of material hanging around, but you can leave it empty if you want to, or just not completely full. So moving into the main compartment, that's where most of the organization is. Let me find the zippers here. As you can see, the zippers go really far around. So they go almost, or not almost, they go 3/4 the way around this bag. But then we have these gussets, so you can't open it as far as you would be able to. You still have really good access to just opening this and getting into your gear, but the gusset kind of slows you down there. So I don't really understand why the zippers go that far down if you're just gonna have that gusset anyway, but I'm not a designer, so someone can probably tell me in the comments. But I really like this sling because I can fit larger gear inside of here. Most of my daily use slings, I can't fit a pair of over-ear headphones in. And so I kind of really went for that while I was testing this. I got my battery bank, my over-ear headphones, and whatever else I have with me for the time period. But in doing that, I feel like I wasn't doing the internal organization here justice because I wasn't using it as much because I was just stowing big stuff in here. So let's get into it. So I got my large over-ear headphones and my large 20,000 milliamp battery bank. So once I take those out, you can really get a good look at more of the organization that I was neglecting by having such large items in there, because I couldn't really access this because you saw I had those 2 large items in here which do fit, but they're pushing this organization together, so I can't really access this. Even if there was gear inside of here, I couldn't really get to it. So on this back side here, we have a zipper compartment, which is a good spot to stow flatter items. I've just got my 3 cables inside of here for charging with my battery bank while I'm on the go. USB-C to USB-C, USB-C to Lightning, and USB-C to micro USB, because I know if you've been watching a while, I still have it. I'm still using it. These headphones, they are the reason that I still have those with me all the time. But there's a little key clip inside of here as well, very short. If you've watched this channel before, you know and seen me talk about key clips, they would want to be really short or really long. Really short so they don't get in the way, or really long so I can open the door with it and not have to take it off the keys. So really short, happy with that. It stays out of the way, especially if you're not using it like I'm not right now. Then moving here, we just have a large open space. This is where I had the battery bank stowed. No organization in this little section here. Kind of like we have like an accordion style organization going on here. So there's a bunch of different sections. In the middle, we have the most pockets of any of the sections. We have three like medium to small pockets on this side, stretchy tops there. As you can see, I'm pulling them with mesh below. On the other side, we have 2 medium or large pockets, depending how you look at it, and then another zippered pocket. So I really like this little zipper pocket here for small dongles, and maybe if you're bringing like SD cards or something like that, they can go in one of these 2 zippered pockets, and you just have a specific place to stow them. And then moving on to this last section here, another area with no organization similar to this side. Obviously you have the zipper pocket on this side, no zipper pocket on this side, but this is probably the biggest area, especially if you're using this organization, so you can stow a bigger piece of gear like over-ear headphones like I did earlier. So a ton of organization inside of here. And even though I didn't really use it, I'm happy that it's there because you can kind of use this thing for a lot of different things. Like if you were to stow these straps and kind of turn this into like a mini tech pouch while you're traveling, it's like you could put all of your tech in here because there is enough organization to do that. And then when you go to the coffee shop or whatever, you have it all in here, or you take some of it out, leave it in your hotel, Airbnb, whatever you're gonna do with it. So if you don't like organization, this main compartment might make you upset, but you're still able to fit some pretty large items in there. So I guess it really comes down to what you're doing while you're traveling and what you want to throw in a sling. So there you have it, the Eagle Creek Explore Hip Pack 2 liter. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.